Okay, so welcome back to social science class. And this class is assigned for political science. Okay, hope all are keeping well there. And we will start the class now. So far, here's 31 students. We are waiting for some more students to join. Okay, let them join. Anyway, we will start the session. So in the last class, we started the fourth chapter. Okay, so basically it's the third chapter in the syllabus, gender, religion, and caste. Gender, religion, and caste. And we discussed about the meaning of all these three words. What is gender, what is religion, and what is caste? And what is the relationship of gender and society, or gender division in the society, and religion in the society, caste in the society. Okay. And what type of problem these three words are creating, and how we are able to eradicate such problems from the society. Okay, such kind of things we discussed in the last class there. Okay, so Lena here, please read the notes that what you wrote in the last class. Read the notes, please. I already intimated you people to send the notes regularly, but number of people they are not doing that. They are not sending the notes. It is not fair or good. Okay, so just do that. Lena, please read the notes.
Sir,
Hmm.
gender and politics. Gender division of a form of hierarchical social division which can be seen in everyone.
Okay.
Sexual division of labor means the work is divided among people according to their sex.
Hmm.
Social division of the Indian society is clearly indicated by casteism, gender inequality, and communal divisions and religious division.
Okay. So fine. Okay. Thank you. Again, two more points are there, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, read that too.
Men are allowed to participate in public affairs, vote, and contest for public offices. Gradually, the gender issue was arose in politics. Women in different parts of the world organized and agitated for equal rights. These agitations demanded enhancing the political and legal status of women and improving their educational and causes opportunities. A man or woman who believe in equal rights and opportunities for men and women is called a feminist.
Feminist. That's what the last point we discussed. Okay. Now, everyone, please keep turn on your open your textbook. Please open your textbook, everyone. Okay. Here it is. Gender, religion, and caste. Okay, so the first page of that particular chapter here, we can see the word sexual division of labor. You already wrote that. Sexual division of labor. So one mark answer. Okay, so some mics are unmuted. So please mute your mics there, everyone. Okay, here all work inside the home is either done by the women or the family or organized by them through the domestic helpers. Okay, so you know that sexual division of labor basically termed as, okay, in the society a biased concept is there. Some jobs are there for women and some are for men. Okay, so that concept. So this is one mark answer. Please note down that already you wrote it, learn that well. Okay, so here again start with, or we can start with, let us begin with the gender division. This is a form of hierarchical social division seen everywhere, but is rarely recognized in the study of politics. Basically, in politics, we are not giving that much importance for this gender problem. Okay, but we have to discuss that. The gender division tend to be understood as natural and unchangeable in the society. Each and every individual, okay, some exceptional cases are there, but almost all the people, nearly 90% of people, they believe that this gender discrimination is necessary. Okay, so it is unable to change. Okay, it's a reality and it is unable to change. Number of people believe like that. However, it is not based on biology but on social expectation and stereotypes. So, stereotype, which means a biased or prejudiced concept. Okay, actually, we don't know what is the reality, but we believe it is like that. That concept is termed as stereotype. Okay, so men and women, they are doing the same work, but salary or wages for women, it is less than the men. Okay, clear or not? Many institutions, we are able to find such kind of discrimination. Okay, so people think that it's necessary. Okay, that we are unable to change that. Everyone is accepting that, and everyone is adjusted with such kind of situations here. Okay, next one, public and private division. Please read. Boys and girls are brought up to believe that the main responsibility of women is housework and bringing up children. Okay, so everyone and almost all the societies in the world, the people believe that what is that? Main responsibility of women is nothing but what is that? Housework and bringing up children. No other activities, it seems there. This is reflected in sexual division of labor. Clear? Okay. In most families, women do all work inside the home, such as cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, tailoring, looking after children, etc., etc. And men do all the work outside the home. Okay, it was the concept, or it is the concept. It is not that men cannot do housework. So the meaning of this, basically, we can say that it is not that men cannot do housework. They simply think that it is for women to attend these things there. When these jobs are paid for, so if you know, I already told you that. So these jobs, what are these jobs? Cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, tailoring, looking after children. If these jobs are paid, okay, in home, we are not paying money for our mothers there, right? Okay, we are not paying for them, or we are not paying anything for the people. Basically, the women, those who are doing all the household for us. Okay, we are not paying anything for them. Okay. If it is a paid job, okay, so a chef in a hotel, it's a cook, right? A tailor. Okay, so if it's a paid job, okay, who will do that? Basically, men will do that. Is that clear? Clear? Okay, so when these types are paid for, men are ready to take up these works. Most tailors or cooks in hotels are men. Similarly, it is not that women do not work outside their home. Clear? Next sentence says that. Okay, so females also have, if we are providing opportunity for them, they also will do job outside the home. Okay, clear? Example, you can see in villages, women fetch water, collect fuel, and work in the fields. In urban areas, poor women work as domestic helper in the middle class homes, while middle class women work in offices. In fact, the majority of women do some sort of paid work in addition to domestic labor. So, majority of women in our society, they are doing some extra job, okay, paid job also. So they have to complete the task in home, okay. Then they want to go to other jobs. So double work is there for them. Okay, but their work is not valued and does not get recognition. No one is ready to accept, okay, the hard work of women, basically. Okay, the result of this division of labor is that although women constitute half of the humanity, their role in public life, especially in politics, is minimal in most societies. Underline that. Okay, so here the result of the division of labor is that although women constitute half of the humanity, half the population, okay, half of the population it is women, okay, clear? But their role in public life, especially in politics, it is minimal or less. Okay, oh, we already discussed that. Okay, the number of women, those who are working or those who are participating in political field, it is minimal or less. Earlier, only men were allowed to participate in public affairs, vote, and contest in public offices. Clear? You check you are not there. You're not already okay. So in the earlier period, only men allowed to participate when what in what do you vote. They only have the right to vote. They can participate in the public affairs, and they are able to contest in elections there or participate in elections there. Hello, hello,
Yes, sir.
Nabil, please mute your mic. Nabil, Nabil, please mute your microphone. So voice disturbance is here. Okay, fine. So you already wrote that point also. Okay, gradually the gender issue was raised in politics. Women in different parts of
No,
the world.
I don't underline. No, I don't underline.
It's not clear, Mr.
No, I
Fisher.
don't underline. Okay, that is
You send a message I can hear properly.
that. I have network
Hello?
problem. That's why I had network.
Kisan, what is your trouble? Okay, Kisan, please send a message. I can hear properly. Okay, so please underline that. Okay, so these points are very much important. You already wrote that. Please check in your note also. Okay, so next point. Women in different part of the world organized and agitated for equal rights. Okay, women in various part of the world, they organized and agitated, protested for their rights. There were agitations in different countries for extension of voting rights for women. Okay, so basically, first of all, they want equal rights and at the same time, rights also, voting right. What kind of right? Voting right. These agitations demanded enhancing the political and legal status of women and improving their educational and career opportunities. More radical women's movement aimed at equality in personal and family life as well. These movements are called feminist movement. Underline that. Okay, underline that in the textbook. So a good connection with the textbook is necessary. I already told you that while a question come for the examination, the page should come in your mind there. Okay, that much relationship is necessary with the textbook. So read it properly. Underline that. More radical women's movement aimed at equality in personal and family life as well. Okay, in personal life and family life, women they need equality. These movements, okay, the movement for such type of equality is basically termed as the feminist movements. Feminist movements. Clear? And the political expression of gender division and political mobilization on this question helped in improve women's role in public life. So this kind of feminist movements that helped women to improve their standard in the society. Clear? Clear? And basically their role in the public life. We now find women working as scientists, doctors, engineers, lawyers, managers, and college and university teachers, okay, which were earlier not considered suitable for men. And all these works like scientists, doctors, engineers, lawyers, managers, and teachers, okay, earlier only men who completed or who did all this job, but today it is women, they are doing all these activities or jobs there. In some part of the world, for example, we will discuss that the next page. So you can see pictures, number of pictures here, cartoons here. So basically discussing the role of women in the public society, what you can say, public field or public life. Okay, now one word is there here, feminist. Who is a feminist? A woman or a man? A woman or a man who believes in equal rights and opportunities for women and men. Okay, he or she is termed as a feminist. One mark. It's a one marker. Feminist.
No, that
You wrote already, right? Okay, fine. That's good. Okay, moving forward. Okay, so we are discussing about the freedom for women. Okay, how they are enjoying this freedom in some of the countries, basically the Scandinavian countries. Scandinavian countries. What are the countries? Scandinavian. Okay, so what are the Scandinavian countries? Sweden, Norway, Finland. Okay, these are examples for Scandinavian countries. In these countries, the participation of women in public life, it is very high. Clear? Underline that. Okay. So participation in of women in public life is very high in the Scandinavian countries. Clear? What are the Scandinavian countries? Sweden, Norway, and Finland. And Finland. Underline. One mark. Okay, in our country, women still lag much behind men despite some improvement since independence. Ours is still a male-dominated patriarchal society. Patriarchal society. Okay, so you can see in the glossary the term patriarchy. Patriarchy. What is the meaning of the term patriarchy? Literally, rule of father. This concept is used to refer to a system that values men more and gives them power over women. Okay, clear? So male dominated family where father is the head of the family. Father is the head of the family. Such kind of family system is termed as patriarchal. Okay, patriarchal. Okay, patriarchy means what is that? Literally rule of the father This concept is used to refer a system that values men more and gives them power over women. So in this system, giving more power to men than women. Okay. So just understand that concept. The term patriarchal society or
Can
patriarchy. Whose
can
mic? Hello? Hello?
Scandinavian country means Scandinavian country means
Scandinavian countries are the countries in Europe, basically. Your example is given here Sweden, Norway, and Finland. Okay. Underline that. Okay, fine. So, is that point is clear? Is that point clear for you?
sir.
Okay, fine, guys. Now, another word I told that is patriarchal society, and the term patriarchy. Patriarchy. Okay, so one word answer is patriarchy. Okay. So that's one concept. First, we discussed about their freedom. In India, the freedom for women it is limited and less. Limited and less, right? Okay. So most of the families are patriarchal families where father is the head of the family. Okay. Second problem in India, the literacy rate among women is only 54% compared with 76% among men. So literacy rate of females are less. Okay, so literacy rate is less means their career opportunities, okay, and their role in public affairs or public life, everything is limited, okay, because literacy rate is less. Okay, so 54% is the literacy rate of women in India, and male it is 76. So please check the data in your textbook. Is that correct? Is that 54 and 76?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So similarly, a smaller proportion of girl students go for higher studies. Another problem that faced by the women in India, females in India. What is that? A small proportion of females, okay, or girl students, they are going for a higher studies. Clear? Clear. A small proportion. When we look at the school results, girls perform as well as boys. Okay. So if you're observing the results, we are able to find that girls also performing well like males, I mean boys. If not better in some places, but they drop out because parents prefer to spend their resources for their boys' education rather than spending equally on their sons and daughters. Okay. Okay. Anyway, the result is good. The girls' result is almost good, or it is almost equal to the boys. But what is the problem? The parents, they are giving preference to son's education. They are not ready to spend more money for the girls' education. Basically, they are preferring giving more education to their sons. Okay. So this is the problem basically facing by girls in India. So underline all those points there. So 1 point for the answer. Clear? So no wonder the proportion of women among the highly paid and valued jobs is still very small. And the same problem, another problem, what is that? Because their literacy rate is low, educational qualification is not that much high. As a result of that, their proportion of women in highly paid jobs, that also less. That is less basically because education and what we can say, their literacy rate, basically speaking, so it is low. Okay. On an average, an Indian woman works 1 hour more than an Indian woman works 1 hour more than an average man every day. That's the reality. Okay. Yet much of her work is not paid and therefore often not valued. Clear? Their work is not valued. They are doing more work, but there is no value for their work because what is the reason behind that? Are you able to say? Can anyone tell me? Why there is no much value for the activities that done by a female in the house? If you're observing, you can see that almost works in your home that is doing by your mother, right? But we are not paying for her, right? Yes or no?
Sir.
Any payment is there? Any salary is there for your mothers?
No.
For your grandma? No one is paying that, right? But are they doing job? Are they doing work? Huh? Almost all the things they are doing it at home, right? Okay. Because of that, there is no value. Value in the sense in terms of money, right? Clear. So here it is. Second point is clear for you people, I think so, right? Is that second point is clear or not? The
sir.
problem facing by Indian women. Yes, fine. Okay, next one. Another problem. We are going to the third problem facing by the Indian women. Here it is. Okay. The Equal Remuneration Act. What do you mean by the term remuneration? Remuneration. What is remuneration? Wages or salary for the job is basically termed as remuneration. Clear? What is that? Wages or
Salary.
salary for the job is termed as remuneration. Okay. So the Equal Remuneration Act, which means equal wages or salary for both men and women, right? For the equal job, equal job. Okay. That act was passed in the year 1976. Okay, so one word answer. Equal Remuneration Act was passed in the year 1976. Okay, so this act provide the equal wages should be paid to equal work. So as per this act, equal wages want to provide to both men and women for the equal job. Okay, however, in almost all areas of work, from sports to cinema to factories to field, women are paid less than men, even when both are exactly doing the same work. So Equal Remuneration Act is there. Okay, Equal Remuneration Act is there, but also this discrimination is existing in our society. Okay, what discrimination? Gender discrimination in the field of job and equal remuneration. So you can see that it is differ from sports to cinema. I mean, it is existing in sports to cinema, factories and field jobs. Okay. So everywhere we are able to find that there is discrimination in the payment. Discrimination in the payment. That's a problem, right? So it's a clear case of a gender discrimination related with remuneration. Okay, wages or salary. Wages or salary. Okay, so next point. In many parts of India, parents prefer to have sons and find ways to have the girl child aborted before she is born. Another problem, right? What is that? Parents, they prefer male kids than the female kids. Okay, so the girl child aborted before she is born. Okay, so abortion. Okay, female feticide. That's what. Such selective abortion led to the decline of child sex ratio. Okay, so what is child sex ratio? Another one mark answer. Sex ratio. What is sex ratio? Can anyone tell me what is sex ratio?
The ratio of the children.
Sex ratio, what is that? What is sex ratio? You wrote, I think. Check it and tell me. Okay, here you can see number of girls children per 1,000 boys. That's what child sex ratio. Oh God, whose microphone is this? Okay, fine. So number of girl children per 1,000 boys. That's what a child sex ratio. Child sex ratio. Okay, clear. Number of girl children per 1,000 boys. If it will express like this, example 933 per 1,000. So 1,000 means boys. For 1,000 boys, 933 girls. Okay, that's what the sex ratio. Clear. So write down, just mark it. In the country, to merely it is 940. So in our country, the child sex ratio is 114. 114. The 1,000 is always represent boys or males. Okay, and in the left hand side it is girls. Okay, so you can see a map of India here. So it is depicted. Like it's a thematic map. It is depicted the sex ratio, child sex ratio. Okay, the red color shows the red color area shows sex ratio is below 800. The number of girl children is below 800 for 1,000.
Our, is this,
1,000 boys. Yeah, tell me, what is that?
our map is different from this map.
Your map is?
Our map is different.
No, your map is different. I mean, maybe the data is different. Okay, please check that. Okay, correct it. Correct in the sense, your map is okay for you people, right? Okay, it's a new version of the textbook, right? New edition. Okay, let it be. So don't want to change anything. So as per that, what is the data? Please learn that. Okay. So nothing but. So this orange color shows 800 to 849, and this yellow color 840 to 890. Sorry, 899. Okay, and the pale green color is there 900 to 949, and the green color shows 950 and above. So in most of the South Indian states, you can see that the rate is high, and eastern states also the girl children's number is high. And coming to the northern India, it is less. The states you can see near to Delhi, okay, Punjab, that region, Haryana region, it is low. It is very low. Okay, so please keep this idea in your mind. Clear? Okay, that's what the sex ratio. Okay, fine. So moving forward, here, as the map shows, the ratio has fallen below 850 or even 800 in some places in India. Okay, in some places, the sex ratio is below 850 or 800, which means that parents in that localities basically they give preference to males than females. Okay, clear. There are reports of various kinds of harassment. Another problem that Indian women face. What is that? There are reports of various kinds of harassments, exploitation, and violence against women. In urban areas, have become particularly unsafe for women in India. Okay, urban regions, cities, towns. It is unsafe. It seems there. Okay, so the women they are basically facing numerous problems like harassment, sexual harassment, physical harassment, mental harassment, exploitation, both physical and mental, violence against women. Okay, maybe domestic violence within the house, the home. Your houses also, homes also not safe for women. It seems today, and cities are not safe at all. Okay, so that's what mentioned in the textbook. They are not safe even within their own home for beating. Sorry, home from beating, harassment, and other forms of domestic violence. Domestic violence. So up to here is an answer for the question the problems that faced by Indian women. Okay, problems that faced by Indian women. Okay, so many points are there. You can see here it is starting from in our country, okay, to here. Okay, that is the answer.
Can you repeat the question?
What are the problems that facing by Indian women?
Our country too. This.
Okay, please write the question.
Where is that our country?
Our country is India.
I know in textbook that tell the first point.
Last point, that is the third page. Okay,
Answer.
4 pages. Page number 44. Okay, you can see women's political representation. Women's political representation. Up to that. Women's political representation. Up to that is the answer. Okay. So I will brief. Okay, fine. Hope all these points are clear for you people. So please read the textbook thoroughly and understand the things. Okay. So regularly, I only told you that the textbook reading is compulsory, and you have to send the notes also. Today we not started writing the notes there. So let me complete one more portion, then we will start the notes. Okay, next portion for us it is women's political representation. Okay, clear? Political representation. Okay, the role of women in politics, basically. Okay, all this is well known, yet issues related to women's well-being or otherwise are not given adequate attention. So we want to understand one thing there. There is no government that provides protection and security for women, it seems. It's a reality. This had led many feminist and women's movements. So because of that, there are a number of feminist and women movements started in India. Okay. To the conclusion that unless women control power, their problem will not be get adequate attention. So that feminist movement or such sort of feminist movement, their basic concept is power want to enjoy by women. So there is no power for women. No one will take care their problem. So women they want power to take care the life of women in the society. One way to ensure this is to have more women as elected representatives. Okay, how women is a women they are able to enjoy the power? They want to participate in politics. Okay, they want to become MLAs, MPs, and local self-government members. Clear. In India, the proportion of women in legislature has been very low. Underline that. For example, the percentage of elected women members in Lok Sabha has crossed 10%. Okay, of its total strength for the first time in 2009. Sorry, in 2009. Okay, so in the Lok Sabha, there are 543 members are there. Okay, but at least 10 percentage women they are not present. It seems. I mean, the representation of women is less than 10 percentage. Okay, it is crossed 10 percentage in 2009. Okay, the number of women crossed 10 percentage in 2009. So 10 percentage means you can see here it is 543 minimum 54 members. That's what the 10 percentage here, right? 53.3, right? Okay, let it be. So that crossed that 54 crossed in 2009. Before that, the number of women it is less than 54. It seems less than 10 percentage. It seems their share in the state assemblies is less than 5 percentage. Okay, so state assembly as an average. So take into Kerala government or Kerala state legislature, there are 140 members are there. Okay, so if you're thinking so, we can easily understand the number is less than 7, 5 percentage, less than 7. Yeah, tell me.
For 2019, no. The strength of the
Sir, in our textbook we have 2019.
Pardon?
in our textbook
In
it
our
is
textbook,
Anyone? Okay, anyone. Srihari, speak.
in our textbook it is 2019.
2019, right? Okay, let it be. Okay, so correct. Okay, my book is an old one. That's it. Okay, so 2019, correct. Okay, correct. Okay, their share in the state assemblies is less than 5 percentage. In this respect, India is among the bottom group of nations in the world. So, related with the number of women, they are participating in politics. Okay, India's rank is very low, which means number of women, those who are in the political field, it is less. The number is less. Okay, you can see a graph here. Bottom, you can see a graph. So graph-based questions also are there for the examinations. Okay, so all these graphs also important for us. Learn it, understand this. Okay, so what is that? The women in national parliaments in different regions of the world in percentages. Clear? Nordic countries. It is 42. European, Americans it is 22.6. Europe it is 20.8, except these Nordic ones. And the sub-Saharan African region it is 20.4. Asia it is 18.3. Pacific region it is 12.4. Okay. And Arab state is 11.3, and coming to India it is only 10.8. So women participation is very less in India. Okay, so you can see the graph properly. Please learn that. Please check that, observe that. Don't want to by heart or something. Please understand that. So world average of women participation it is 19.7 for 100 men. Okay, 9.7. But in India it is less than that. It is only 10.8. Okay, so just observe it. Coming to the next question. Here you can see averages for several developing countries of Asia and Latin America. So women participation is less than the average of Africa and Latin America. The government cabinets are largely all male even when the women become the chief minister of, or the prime minister. Okay, the women become the prime minister or chief minister. Then also the number of representatives, they are males basically. Okay, more number of representatives, they are males. Please understand that also. One way to solve this problem is to make is legally binding to have a fair proportion of women in the elected bodies. Okay, so how can we solve this problem? Want to give more opportunities for women? Clear? Want to give? Fizan, are you doing yoga or something there?
no, sir.
Sit properly. Huh?
Sir.
Drasanam. Ardha Sirshasanam. What is that? Did it properly, man?
Ah.
Okay, see here. One way to solve this problem is to make it's legally binding to have a fair proportion of women in elected bodies. So, how to add more women in the public field or politics there, or how to create opportunity for women to participate in the political field. Okay, so legally we have to create some opportunities for them. Legally, you should mention in the constitution. We want to make some changes in the constitution to add or to increase the number of women in these elected bodies, in the parliament, in the state legislature, or in the local self governments. Clear? Huh? Legal changes necessary, or it should be mentioned in the constitution. This is what the Panchayati Raj. Panchayati Raj. Underline that. What is Panchayati Raj? In the last lesson, we discussed about the Panchayati Raj and we learned about the Panchayati Raj. Local self-administration. Okay. Village Panchayat, municipalities. Okay. District Panchayat. Okay. Block Panchayats. That are basically termed as, or those are basically termed as what? It's Panchayati Raj system. Okay, local self-administration. Okay, has done in India. 1/3 of the seats in local government bodies in panchayats and municipalities are now reserved for women. Okay, so 1/3 seats in the local self-government, it is reserved for women now. Okay, so legally, the government created a chance for women to participate. Okay, or to become members in the local self government. Example: there are 9 members. Three should be right. 100 members in the municipality or local self government. Nearly 33 women candidates or women members necessary. That's one. Okay, 1/3. 1/3. Clear? Underline that. Now there are more than 10 lakh elected women representatives in rural and urban local bodies. So here, as per this rule, this Panchayati Raj system, today we know that there are 10 lakh elected women representatives in rural and urban local bodies in India. Okay, how many? More than 10 lakh are there. So this rule that created opportunities for women to participate in a election and in politics. So women's organization and activists have been demanding a similar reservation of at least 1/3 of seats in Lok Sabha. And it is 1/3 representation in the local self-government. Now the feminist movements or feminist leaders or the feminist agitations or protest movements, they're asking for more seats. This 1/3 proportion or 1/3 seats in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies for women. A bill with this proposal has been pending before the parliament for more than a decade. So, for the last 10 years, a proposal is there to make changes in the law for creating opportunities for women. Okay, 1/3 representation. Okay, but the bill is not passed yet. For the last 10 years, the bill is in front of the parliament, but not passed yet. But there is no consciousness over, or this among all the political parties, the bill has not been passed. Gender division is an example that some form of social division need to be expressed in politics. This also shows that disadvantaged groups of benefit when social division become political issue. Do you think that women could have made a gain we noted above if their unequal treatment was not raised in the political domain? So it is important, want to improve the life of women in the society, want help them, okay. Want to create chances for their career and more opportunities for political life of women. Okay, so that's it, all about gender division. So this is an answer for the question: what are the steps that are taken by the governments to improve the life of women in the society? Improve the life of the women in the society. Clear? Is that clear? So please write that question. What are the steps that are taken by the government? What are the steps that are taken by the government? What are the steps that are taken by the government to improve life of improve the life of women in our society,
Are step taken by
What?
step taken by
By the government.
Women.
Government to improve the Political life of women. Political life of women. Political life of women in the society. Political life of women in the society. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the topic is completed. You wrote all the notes there. Now write down religion, communalism, and politics. Religion, communalism, and politics.
Sir, answer that full that.
Religion, communalism, and politics. Write the heading. Religion, communalism, and politics.
Yes, sir.
Okay, some facts are there. Please write down.
So can you say the answer of that? What are the steps? At food and right?
Okay, that question's answer is already marked here, right? So we'll start from here up to here. Want to convert that into points there? Okay, I will help you. Okay, write down religion, communism, communalism, and politics. Indian democracy faces. Write down Indian democracy. First point: Indian democracy faces. Indian democracy faces. Indian democracy faces the problem of casteism. The problem of casteism. The problem of casteism, comma, communalism. Communalism. The problem of casteism, comma, communalism. 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 Comma, illiteracy. 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 Comma, unemployment. 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 And poverty. And poverty. Repeating the point. Indian democracy faces the problem of casteism, communalism, illiteracy, unemployment, and poverty. And poverty. Okay. So, what do you mean by the term communalism? Can anyone tell me what is communalism?
The community like that.
What
Community like that. Community.
type of?
Like a community.
A type of community. What type of community is that? Okay, so we know that there are number of religions are there in our country, right? Okay, number of religions are there. While explaining the terms gender, religion, and caste, I told you what you mean by the term communalism. Okay, can anyone tell me? Shania Simon, that is not correct. Those who don't believe in God, they are termed as atheists. Okay, here communalism means we are believe in one religion. We are believing in one religion and not extending respect to the other religion, and such kind of activity will lead to fight in between. I mean, fight between these religions. Clear or not? Religious violences, religious troubles. That is termed as communalism. We are believing in one religion and thinking that our religion is the finest religion and not respecting other religions. Basically, it will lead to problems between the religions there. Okay, clear or not? That is what communalism. That is what communalism. Religious tension, religious troubles. Okay, or conflicts between the religions. Next point: communities having relatively Small population, communities having relatively small population in a society are called minorities. In a society are called minorities. Okay, so we are able to find different types of minorities in the society. Clear? In the first chapter in the Sri Lankan issue, we studied about the problem of majority and minorities. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there the Sinhalas are the majority and the Tamil speaking people, they are the minorities. Buddhist people, the religion, Buddhism is majority and Hindus and Muslims are minority there in Sri Lanka. And there was a problem. Okay, intense tension between the Sinhala speaking people and the Tamil speaking people. Okay, so repeating the second point, communities having a relatively small population, their number it is less, relatively small population in a society are called the minorities, full stop. A system of separate electorate, a system of separate electorate, a system of separate electorate, 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 a system of separate electorate and representation, and representation, a system of separate electorate and representation of people, representation of people belonging to different communities, is known as communal representation. Is known as communal representation. Is known as communal representation. Write the question in the bracket. What is communal representation? Write a simple question. What is communal representation? Communal representation. Okay. So minorities means nothing but their number, that community's number or population, it is less or low in a society, and for them special representation methods or special constituencies will arrange by the government. That is termed as communal representation. Okay. Next one. So next one you write down. The use of religion in politics is known as communal politics. The use of religion in politics is known as communal politics. The use of religion in politics is known as communal politics. Okay, so there are number of political parties are there, basically connected with the different religions, and they are getting support from that particular religion too. Okay, such kind of political activism is termed as religious politics. Religious politics or communal politics. Okay, next point. Ideas, comma ideals, comma ideals, and values drawn from different religions, DRAWN, drawn from different religions, can and perhaps different religions can and perhaps should play a role in politics. Perhaps should play a role in politics. Should play a role in politics. Okay. Please read the notes. Kshetra, please read the notes.
Indian democracy faces the problem of casteism, communism, illiteracy, unemployment, and poverty. The use of religion in politics is known as communal or religious politics. Ideas, ideals, and values drawn from different religions
can and perhaps should play a role in politics.
Okay, fine. So read the textbook thoroughly about the gender. Okay, gender discrimination we discussed today. So read the textbook thoroughly. Okay, and the notes also read and learn, and we will meet in the next session. Today history class also is there, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Geography also.
Geography also, fine. So we will meet in the next session. Okay, guys, thank you very much.